I didn't get mine fixed yet. It's going to be a while still. It's cold out there and frozen. John, would you mind at this point bringing Don in if he pops up? I don't see him thus far on Echolink, however.
Yeah, no problem. I'll monitor Echolink, and if I see him in there, I'll bring him in for you. K1BOB, WA6LJO.
Thank you, John.
You're 20 over in Las Cruces, Bob, W5ABI.
Oh, very good, Joe. I got your S9 remotely through Dale's rig in Texas, so you got a big signal. Good morning.
Good morning to you. W5ABI, standing by for net.
N5BE, K1BOB.
K1BOB, N5BE. Go ahead, Bob.
Lee, would you get Justin on the list? I don't have his call sign in front of me. I got Justin down in Ogden. He checks in a lot, but he's not on the members list. No, I don't have him written down for some reason as an extra, if you would, please.
Can do, Bob. Yeah, I thought I heard you responding to him, but I didn't hear him. So I'll put him on the list right now.
Okay, very good. If you get him on the list there. And Justin, do you need to be an early out today?
I got to be off again, so, I mean, not really an early out, but I'll just get my 73 when I get my answer there. It's 87 LAK.
Okay, we'll get you a little ways down on the list then, so you can hear some answers. That'll help you out. And thank you, Justin. This is K1BOB and N5BE. Yeah, Justin, would you put them up, not at the top of the list, but a little ways down, please? That's KB7LAK.
Sure thing, Bob. I moved them up to number 5 on the list.
Roger, Roger. K1BOB Air Force Flyers Club. We're going to start in 10 minutes. 10 minutes to start time for Air Force Flyers.
K1BOB, this is K2SJP. Good morning, Bob. How are you? Copy.
Oh, good morning, Bob. K2SJP, K1BOB, S9 into Dale's radio. I'm sure you're doing, I'll look next time, see how you're doing in on my wire here. Go ahead, Bob.
Okay. We got everything working except the SDR. So we're over here in loop, operating with the amplifier, running the 1500 watts power.
All right, good man. You're coming in over an S9 in Idaho on a dipole, and I'm getting you S9 at Dale's house a lot closer there. Very good. I'm glad you worked your way through that. I'm just packaging my Flex up. It's going to go bye-bye back to Flex. Oh, boy. I hate to do that.
Oh, you are sending it back. Okay. Well, I guess you got no choice. You got to get it repaired. Even if you want to sell it, you know, you want to get a good price for it. You got to for it, too. Okay, you're about 10 over 9 into Tampa Bay. Doing real good, Bob. And we'll be standing by for the next.
Very good, Bob. You're very strong signal. K1BOB Air Force Flyers going to start in 8 minutes. 8 minutes to Air Force Flyers start time.
K2SJP W5ABI, you're 10 over here, Bob.
Yeah, you're about an S9, Joe, into Tampa Bay. W5ABI, K2SJP.
Yeah, what a difference that amp makes. Anyhow, glad you got everything up and running. W5ABI, standing by for net.
WA6LJS, K2SJP. Yeah, good morning, Bob. K2SJP, WA6LJS. Big difference. You're about 5 over 9 right now. Okay, yeah, I got the amplifier working with the 6400. Just can't operate remotely because the SDR is not working. I'm still waiting to hear from Flex on that. Yeah, sounds good. The audio is nice and crisp too, so doing good. But I guess it's just conditions because usually you're way over 9, but you're about 5 over 9 right now, but very Q5. Okay, you're about 10 over 9. Good solid top here in Tampa Bay, John. W6LJS. This K2SJP standing by for the Air Force's Flyers Net. Roger, roger. WA6LJS standing by with my antenna only at the 25-foot level. The Air Force Flyer beginning at the top of the hour. WA6LJS, W5PI Mobile. WA6LJS, TJO. Good morning propagation. You're 20 over 9. Yeah, good morning, Carl. You're 20 over also. Just booming in here. And also, I think I heard Clifford in there, W5PIX. Was that you? That's probably even my antenna's not that high, so you're hearing me. Anyways, and I heard you, Bob, also. This San Antonio. All right, just letting you all know we're still around. Roger, roger. Yeah, you're about an S7. And the commander was a good 10 over on Dale's radio, and Sparky was a solid 20 over here. So you got the prize so far, Sparky. W5PIX Mobile. That is K2SJP. I hear you in there, Clifford, but very weak into Tampa Bay. Don't know where you're at, but it's just making the conditions. K2SJP standby. Well, right now I got you just a little over 9 there, Bob. So, well, that's just one of them things with mobile radios there. Over. Yeah, I could just about hear you. You just slightly over the noise. All right. Well, we have the Texas Star in here, and it's pumping out a little bit. Okay. I got a customer here at the door, so let me go.
This is Kilo 1, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo. I'll be net control for the Air Force Flyers, which will begin in 2 minutes. Net begins in 2 minutes. K1BOB. Good morning, and welcome to the Air Force Flyers Club Net. This is Kilo 1, Bravo, Oscar, Bravo. My name is Bob. I'm located 30 miles north of Boise, Idaho. Today I'm transmitting remotely through W5OG's transceiver, however, and that is located northeast Texas. The Flyers net meets on 14T90, upper side man 7 days a week as best we can every day of the year. The Flyers Club consists of military aviation members, both active and retired from all services air branches. We also very much like to welcome visitors to the net, and you don't need to be involved with the military or supportive aviation to check in. We welcome everybody. Please visit our website at www.airforcesflyersclub.org. That's Air Forces, plural, Flyers, plural, club.org, and learn a lot more about us. Our net format is to go once down the initial check-in list, make a second call for check-ins, and go to a 73 round to complete the net to be off in an hour and a half before the Alaska Pacific comes on. Please limit your comments to 2 minutes. This is a directed net. To contact net control, please use the words contact, relay, info, or check-in. We'll pick you up one way or another. This is K1BOB. Stand by. K1BOB, Air Force Flyers, and for your information, we should be streaming on YouTube. That's at K4YDB live stream, and you can see today's question, and you can see the list of net logger that's been prepared by Leon, N5VE, thanks Lee, and also you can, we also on, what is it? We're on the internet. It'll come to me in just a second here. Let's see. So far on the list this morning, we have W5PIX. That's Clifford in Texas. We have KB0LTT. Larry somewhere, probably out in his mobile. Good morning to Larry. We have KD2DMR, Illinois. That's Jeremy. Good morning to Jeremy. We have KB7LAK, and that's Justin in Utah. After that, we have Lee, who's doing the net logger. That's N5BE. Good morning, Lee, again. After that, we have our ops officer. That's KF7GJO. That's Carl in Sparks, Nevada. Then we have K8AF. That's Russell in Washington. Good morning, Russell. And we have WB5BRI, that's Brian, one of our net controller on Saturday. Good morning, Brian. Next, we have WA6LJS, our net controller on Tuesday, our treasurer and admissions officer. Good morning to you, John. Next, we have Joe, WB5DRI down in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Good morning, Joe. After that, we have Charlie, who should be doing the live stream. I haven't had a chance to bring it up, but it'll be there with the question of the day on it and the net logger. Let's see. After Charlie, we have Bob, K2SJP in Florida, who's got his amp back running. Everyone's going to hear him again. And after that, we have W5, Tango Mike Kilo. That is Todd in Kentucky. Good morning to Todd. Next, we have receive only. We got NX6RG. That's Bob, the professor, out in Pleasanton, California. Good morning to Bob. We have WB2, JJO, who's got a recovering antenna. Who's receive only. That's Ray. Excuse me, in New Jersey. Right. And last on the list, we have N9 Kilo Juliet November. That's Norm in Illinois. He's receive also. K1BOB. And John, WA6LJS, would you give a call out for any check-ins, please?
Wilco, this is WA6LJS relaying for net control for the Air Force Flyers Monday morning net. We're looking for check-ins, either visitors or members. Call now.
Kilo Lima 7 Yankee Kilo.
Oh, we got Kilo Lima 7 Yankee Kilo, Bob. Did you copy him?
Very light here, John. I'll probably need you to bring him in. Anyway, good morning to Kilo Lima 7, Yankee Kilo. Good morning to you, sir. We'll get you on the list. Let's see. This is K1BOB. Let me try K2SJP. Bob, would you give a call out, please?
Welcome, Bob. This is K2SJP. Relay for net control. Calling any members or guests for the Air Force Flyers Club Net. Please call now. Nobody hears me, Bob.
Okay, thanks, Bob. And we are on Echolink after the net. Echolink after the net on the AFFC node. Thank you. And I just noticed Charlie has the live stream is up and running, and he has my questions of the day. Let's see. I think that's about it. I think we have everybody. Does anybody need an early out? Does anybody need an early out from the net today that hasn't mentioned it? Okay, nothing heard. This is K1BOB for the Air Force Flyers. And pardon me if I'm a little dysfunctional today. I'm running two radios and other stuff here. So if I forget somebody or something, just yell out and let me know. Okay, I do have a question of the day. It is on Charlie's YouTube live stream. Go to YouTube and in the search, put in his call sign, Kilo 4 YDB, K4YDB, and look for the live stream, and it should come up this morning. And you can also listen to it on there and watch it on his SDR radio, so thanks, Charlie, for that. With it, I'm going to give my question today. I'll do it slowly and give you a chance to question. If you have a question on it, I try not to go too fast. There's a primary question, and then there's a shorter bonus question. So here's the primary Air Force Flyers question of the day. And I would like you to select the aircraft that best fits my descriptions. I'm going to give you 5 descriptions of a certain aircraft, and they should nail down to one aircraft. And I'll also give you choices on what aircraft they are. And let me begin with, here's one of the descriptors. Number 1, this aircraft could carry more bomb weight than a typical B-17 sortie flown in World War II. This aircraft could carry more bomb weight than a typical B-17 sortie during World War II. Descriptor number 2. This aircraft was nuclear bomb capable. This aircraft was or is nuclear bomb capable. Descriptor number 3. This aircraft was flown in 3 wars. This aircraft was flown in 3 wars. Descriptor number 4. This aircraft was flown by the Blue Angels. This aircraft was flown by the Blue Angels. Descriptor number 5, the last one. 2 very famous naval aviators were shot down flying this aircraft. 2 very famous naval aviators were shot down flying this aircraft. And here are the answers to select from. Was it answer A, the FA-18 Hornet? The F/A-18 Hornet. Was that the airplane I'm talking about here? Is it Bravo, the F-11 F-1 Tiger? Was it the F-11 F-1 Tiger? Or is it answer Charlie, the F-8F Bearcat? The F-8F Bearcat. Or is it answer Delta, the A-4F Skyhawk? The A-4F Skyhawk. Or was it Echo, the F-4J Phantom? The F-4J Phantom. So there's question number 1. Does anybody have a question on question number 1? Okay, I'll continue. The bonus question is, how many Blue Angel pilots have died in aircraft crashes while flying with the Blue Angels acrobatic team? That's the Navy acrobatic team. Once again, bonus question, extra points. How many Blue Angel pilots have died in aircraft crashes while flying with the Blue Angels? Any questions on that? Okay, this is K1BOB, and we're going to begin the net here, and we're going to start with Uncle Cliff out there somewhere, I believe, in his mobile, and let's go out to W5PIX. I may need a relay in on Cliff. I'm not hearing him too well today. So W5PIX, Clifford, good morning. You're up for the Flyers, sir. I don't know if you hear me or not, but anyway, doggone. Well, I'm going to have to draw a blank right now. I don't have a lot of time to study. I'd say the F4J, which is Echo, and I would go, I don't know, I ain't Charlie. I know they flew the crew into the ground one time with the F4s, and a few more. So I guess I'll go Echo Charlie. And I am driving right now, so I am going to have to just pass it back over to whoever's going to relay the answer. 49 degrees here and cloudy in San Antonio. Quite cool. So headed to my last store. This W5P. I expect K1BOB. Interesting question. There you go. Thank you. Well, I knew he was talking. Anybody hear Clifford better than me? I didn't get any of that, and I think he stopped. Did anyone capture Clifford, W5PIX's answer today? I see Lee said E and C. Okay, I guess Lee heard him. I'm not hearing him in the radio in Texas right now. That's because he's probably in Texas. Okay, with that, Uncle Cliff, we heard you. We heard you, but not enough. But we got your answer, Cliff. Thank you very much. Next, let's go to another 18-wheeler there. KB0LTT, Larry. Good morning, Larry. You're up.
Yeah, good morning, Bob, and good morning, all the flyers. KB0LTT, 18-wheel mobile near Baltimore, Maryland. A lot of noise here this morning on my end, a lot of interference from static and electrical lines and whatnot. So I really didn't get the question. So I'll just forego the answers on my end. But as far as the weather goes, I've got 44 degrees, dew point of 5, humidity 19%. And that's all that's popped up on my weather app here. So skies aren't clear, visibility's unlimited. So there you go, and I hope everybody had a pleasant weekend. I am currently en route to Okeechobee, Florida, and deliver this load hopefully on Wednesday, and then start prepping for ham cakes, and looking forward to it again this year and meeting everybody. So with that, Bob, back over to you. K1BOB, KB0LTT mobile.
Okay, captured my radio up here in Idaho there, Larry, passing the question, and near Lake Okeechobee, Florida, camped out there. Very good. Watch out for the alligators. Or are they crocodiles? I don't know. There were a lot of them in there, though. Okay, next, let's go out to Illinois. That's Jeremy. KD2DMR. Good morning, Jeremy. You're up for the Flyers, sir.
Good morning, Bob. I never was much of a jarhead. I do apologize. I do thank you guys for your service. I'm not sure what they call it, but I know it was the green one with the brown camo in Desert Storm, and I have no idea how many pilots died. Good morning, Kilo Delta 2 Delta Mike Romeo. Back to you.
Okay, Jeremy. Let's see. I'm not sure I got the answers. I think you said a brown camo something. I'm not sure what aircraft that was, but that's okay. I think all of these were Blue Angel aircraft, and copy no answer for the second one. Well, they're a little bit tough today, and of course, you're welcome to use Wikipedia or any other search engine you have to maybe find these out and learn a little more, which is what I did in developing it. So next, let's go out to Ogden. He probably has an answer. That's Justin. KB7LAK. Good morning again, Justin.
Well, good morning, Bob and the net. This is KB7LAK. Goodness, these are hard questions. The F-18, the F-84, and the F-4 were all carried by were all flown by the Blue Angels. But I think the F-4s really can carry that many bombs. I think an F-16 can carry as much as a B-17 to 24,000 pounds, I believe. But I've got to stay true with with my dad, the F-4 pilot. And so I'm going to go with Echo and just go F4J. And I don't know. Let me go with, let's see, I think either the Blue Angels or both the Blue Angels and the Thunderbirds were flown into the ground following Lee. So I'm going to say, let's just say 4 have perished while flying with the Blue Angels. It may be higher than that, but I know they went through, it was like 5 or 10 years ago, because I met the parents of one of them. They said he died doing what he loved, and that was really hard to do there. But anyway, put me down for 4. I know they lost 4 jets flying into the ground. I don't know how many exactly. So yeah, put me down for Echo and 4, and we'll see what happens there. And I'll pass my 73, so I probably won't be on past 10. So yeah, let me know what the answer is later. KB7 LAK.
Okay, Justin, I think you said answer Echo or Phantom for the first question. I think you said 4, so that wasn't an answer. It was either A, 6, B, 16. B was 16, excuse me, I had to cough. C, 26, or D, 36.
Okay, were these matched answers though? I mean, was it is it Echo Echo, or do the answers match up, like Alpha Alpha Bravo Bravo, etc.?
They're each different answers. I have you down for Echo for the first, and I need a A, B, C, or D for the second.
Okay, put me down for Alpha. Apologies, I must have missed that part. So yeah, Echo and Alpha.
Okay, very good. Got you down for Alpha on the second one there. Yeah, it's a little rough today, even on Dale's radio with you. He's just got quite a bit of noise. Let's see. Thank you. And next, we're going to go on to, everyone's been waiting for N5B to give his answer, so let's go with him. N5BE, you're up.
K1BOB N5BE. Oh, I like this question. It is, you got to think about this one a little bit. It's not immediately obvious, at least it wasn't to me. And you know, I was looking at that and I said, wait a minute, my airplane of choice did not fly in 3 wars with our Navy. It flew with other air forces in wars. Oh, well done there, Bob. It's not the F model. The F model is the 2-seater. But I'm going. Oh, I love this. I'm going with Delta. And by the way, when I used to work with Naval Fire Weapons School, they had these. They had F models at Miramar, and they had the big engine in them, and they took a lot of weight out of those airplanes. And when they did their brief, they'd put the slide of that A4 up, and they go, "You do not want to get in a knife fight in a phone booth with us in this airplane." It would wax them. So they originally got it to mimic the MiG-17, but they cheated. Anyway, I'm going with Delta, and then, unfortunately, Charlie, they lost 26 pilots, I believe, and a crew member. He must have been on a what do you call those, incentive flight. But anyway, yeah, lots of attrition, and I always thought their show was more cut and thrust than the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds were kind of, artsy, I thought, but the Blue Angels, man, they put on a show. All right, that's it for me today, Bob. I went on long enough. K1BOB N5BE.
Oh, sorry about that. The handicap of working with 2 radios here, so I could hear you there, Lee. Thank you. I'll get you down, but let's see. You think it's a Skyhawk, Delta, and answer Charlie, 26. That's a lot. And I agree with you. Having watched both the teams quite a few years, in the years gone by, thought the Navy was always better, and they're a little tougher on their people, too, in some ways. I watched them do an air show at Sacramento at Mather, and they had an admiral there, and he was to sign them off, and he did not. He was not happy. They kept practicing through the weekend and did another performance for him on Sunday, and he agreed to sign them off to do the air show that year. So thanks for that, Lee. And next we're going to go to Carl, our operations officer, KF7GJO. Good morning, Carl and Sparks. You're up, sir.
Well, good morning, Bob and the group. KF7GJO here from... What was your temperature this morning, Bob? We were sitting at 11 degrees at sunrise. Definitely the frozen tundra of northern Nevada. But, hey, like John has been describing in awe so much the last few days, he's only got his next beam at 25 feet. Mine is only at 17 feet, and it's just, he's reporting 20 over 9 virtually every morning for the last month. So, so it's darn good antenna. Probably one of the best monetary investments I made in this hobby. Okay, on to the question, and I always like to hear Lee, because he gives you a good idea and some keys on where to look, what's hidden in these questions. But I can't agree with him on the first part of the question. I've got to go with answer E echo for the first half, the F4. And Blue Angels that have died in aircraft crashes. Well, I may be off on this, but I've got to go with A, answer number 6. And hope that that's all that he never lost in crashing. It's an interesting side note, if you ever saw the movie Threshold, the Blue Angel experience, that was filmed back in the days when they were still flying F4s, and Commander Harley Hall was their commander that time, and interesting statistic, he was flying the last airplane shot down and was the last pilot lost in the Vietnam War. Interesting question you pose this morning, Bob. Echo and Alpha are my answers. We'll see how badly I do in a few minutes, but I'm sticking with it to the end. K1BOB, KF7GJO.
Okay, very good, Carl, and thanks for the background there from your experience, and got you down for Echo and Alpha. Echo and Alpha, our ops officer says, and he is experienced. Okay, next we're going to go to Russ up in Ellensburg, Washington. K8 Air Force. K8 Air Force. You gotta love that call sign, Russ. You're up. Good morning, sir.
K1BOB from Kilo 8 Alpha Foxtrot. So good morning to everybody, and good to hear everybody out there. And good question today. Oh, by the way, it's 16 degrees, beautiful skies out in Ellensburg. Good day out here. And but good question. You know, even though I was an Air Force pilot for F-15s, I did a Navy exchange and got to fly the A4, so got a little experience on that airplane. Don't know what the bomb capacity is between the two, between the B-17 and the A4, so I always had a soft spot for the A4. I really enjoyed flying it, especially after I got used to only seeing one set of engine instruments. It's like, where's the other set? Oh, it's only got one engine. So once I got used to that, it was a joy to fly. So I got a soft spot for the A4, so I'm going to go with Delta. And the Blues, I know the Blues put a ton of people in the dirt. I don't think it's as much as 36, but it's pretty high, so I'm going to go with Charlie. So I'll go with Delta Charlie on that. So That's what I got. So back to you, Bob, K1BOB, K8AF, and I may or may not be here for the 73 round, so I hope to be, but I may get called out. So you guys have a good day if I don't talk to you again.
Okay, Russ. Thank you very much. I've got your answer recorded as Delta and Charlie, and I believe you're probably the only person or only Air Force pilot that's ever flown an A4F Skyhawk, a neat little airplane. Not very big. But it takes a special guy to get selected from the Air Force to go on a Navy exchange tour. There's no doubt about it. I've worked with a lot of guys in the past in our squadron that were exchange guys from England or and the Navy. Used to fly the Navy guy. He came over to the Air Force, so it didn't work out too good. Okay, thanks for that, Russ. Very good information. Maybe you can tell us some more later on about the A4. Very a diminutive airplane, but a very good airplane. Next, let's go out to Brian at WB5DRI. Good morning, Brian. You're up for the net.
Yeah, good morning, Bob. K1BOB and the net. This is WB5DRI down here in San Antonio. Good morning to all on the net. It's a little cooler down here in San Antonio this morning, but this week is going to start warming up a little more, but we're at our low temperature still this morning, 47 degrees. And we're only going to go up to 54 degrees today for the high, so it's a little cooler for San Antonio, but we'll take it. At least it's not snowing and really cold outside. So anyway, hope everybody is having a good day. It's good to be back on the net here this morning. Pretty good conditions on the band, and I'm glad that Bob, K2SJP, got his linear, his PGXL working there. It sounded great, Bob, here in San Antonio. You were about 10 over with me, but lots of good signals this morning. John in Hamul was 10 over also, and lots of other stations pretty strong here on the radio, so good conditions. But anyway, on your question there, Bob, I have to say about the football yesterday that the Kansas City Bills game, I think, was a better game because it was closer. Only 3 points difference there. And, of course, a heartbreaker for the Bills, but kind of nice for the Chiefs there that they're going to be in the Super Bowl again for possibly a three-peat. We'll see what happens on that, I guess, when they play the Eagles on Super Bowl Sunday. Anyway, on your question there, Bob, great question. I was kind of vacillating between Delta and Echo for the first question there. But I know that, actually the Israelis flew both of those aircraft, the A4 and the F4, very effectively and have over the years in a number of wars. But I'm going to go with Delta and Charlie there, like Lee and I think Russ as well. And I did not know that there were 26 sadly, Blue Angels lost over the years, but I have a feeling that might be the correct answer there after listening to the other guys there. Anyway, hope I haven't talked too long. Back to you, Bob, and I'll be one and done this morning. I got to get out to the base and run some errands today. So I'll say 73s and just listen for the answer. Thanks again, Bob, for getting us all in there this morning. K1BOB, WB5DRI, back to net 73s. Good day, everybody.
Okay, Brian, very good. And copy 73. Got stuff to do, understand, and thank you for your answer. Delta and Charlie, let us perhaps have a small lemming line going. Or blindly following Lee. I don't know. Let's see. Next, we'll bid you farewell for now. Next, let's go to John. WA6LJS. Good morning, John.
Well, good morning, Bob and the net. This is WA6LJS. Excellent conditions on the West Coast today as far as propagation. Everybody's coming in quite nicely, well over 9. Let's see, it's about 45 degrees, and we were raining on and off last night, which is a real good thing because I think it enabled them to get a hand on the border fire. I haven't checked the Cal Fire site yet this morning, but I'm pretty sure that they've got it under control because that rain really helped. But it's starting to clear. It was raining when I took the dog out this morning. And I always hate that because then I got to wipe her feet and dry her coat off before I get her in the house. But it stopped now, so maybe we'll have the rest of the day clear. Answer to the question. That's a good question today. I would think the fact that you said a famous aviator was shot down in this aircraft, the one that comes to mind is John McCain. And I believe he flew the A4F, the A4F or the A4E. And so put me down for D Delta for the first part. And for the second part, I'm going to go with Alpha 6. I don't remember that there was a large amount of people killed in the Blue Angels. But anyway, so my answer will be Delta and Alpha, D8. And I'll be here to the bottom. Back to you, Bob. K1BOB WA6LJS.
Okay, John, very good. Get you down for Delta and Alpha, and you thought John McCain. John McCain flew the A4. Very good. Thanks, John. Thanks for your help this morning. And a funny thing just happened just when you got on. Both my microphones that are on booms here in front of me, both of them shook left and right. And I could feel the table, it's a big table in here, slightly shake from underneath me. And I couldn't hear anything above me where the wife's office is. And I think we might have had a small tremor there from a little earthquake going off, which isn't rare here, but that was weird. Okay, thanks, John. That's what's happening here. Another distraction. Next, let's go out to Joe in Las Cruces. W5AVI, he knows all things Navy. Joe, go ahead. Good morning.
Yeah, K1BOB and the Flyers, W5ABI. Good morning, Bob. Good morning to the Flyers. Thanks for running the net. Beautiful spring-like day here. It's supposed to be in the 60s all week. Right now it's 38 and rising fast, and we had a low of 29, so a lot better than last week. Supposed to have a high of 66, so short sleeve shirt weather, fly high. Anyhow, you know, on the A4, when I was deployed Yankee Station on the carrier, we had a lot of A4s, A4Ds at the time on the FH. And so I'm going to go with Delta, the A4, and I think that I'll go with Alpha. So put me down for Delta, Alpha, and we'll be here to the bottom. K1BOB, W5ABI.
Okay, very good, Joe. And if you didn't hear that, he's got a very good signal. Joe was on an aircraft carrier in the Navy, and they had A4s on his aircraft carrier, amongst other things. So very good, Joe. Personal experience there. We get you down for Delta and Alpha. Next, let's go out to our YouTube guru. That's K4YDB. Charlie, thank you for getting my question up this morning. K4YDB, take it away, Charlie. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Bob. K1BOB is K4YDB. Good morning, Bob. I thought that was a little funny there. I'm not really a guru. Anyway, hope everybody's having a good morning right now. It's currently 48 degrees here. This morning when I got up, it was a 45, and I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. And it just hasn't moved. I keep tapping on it to make sure it still works, and I think it still works because it's the same thing that the computer says. Anyway, right now conditions are not that bad here. I'm hearing just about everybody. A lot of good signals in here today. But anyway, as far as the question goes, I really don't know, but I'm gonna go with Echo for the first one. I like the F4. Of course, that's what we had at Holloman. And the second answer, I think I'm gonna go with Charlie. But anyway, K1BOB, K4YDB. I'm back to net.
Okay, Charlie, very good. And got you down for Echo and Charlie. Echo and Charlie, and you had F4s out at Holloman. Yeah, I flew out there a few times for one reason or another. In fact, the commander there when I went out turned out to be my boss on the IG team. He got promoted to general, and he became my boss. I was his exec officer for a while there. On the Tactical Air Command IG team. Very good. General Bethlehem, I think. Let's see. Got your answers as Echo and Charlie, because you're familiar with the F4 that both services flew, and both demonstration teams flew. Very good, Charlie. Thank you. Thanks again for the YouTube. Next, let's go out to Bob with the amp running big signal this morning, Bob. K2SJP. Good morning, sir.
Okay, K1BOB. This is K2SJP. And if I can only get my smart link working, I'll be able to operate back out of Holiday again. We're here in Loop at the station right now. Wow, it's really warming up over here quite a bit. I think it's really going to come up quite high over the next couple of days. But we're at 68 degrees right now. Just a couple of days ago, we were as low as 38. So it's really been coming up quite a bit. No jacket today. I've been outside early this morning without a jacket, and it was pretty comfortable. So that was good on that. So yeah, we're on the amplifier here now. We got the PGXL going, and we're only about a week and a half away from Orlando Ham Station with James coming on now. And it looks like we'll be buying two PGXLs to add to the station. Sorry to hear that SD card didn't work for you, Bob. But I guess you had no choice but to send it on back to Flex. They're very nice people, but the price is not exactly the lowest, that's for sure. What can you do? Let's see, on the question, I'm going to get away from the lemming line or anything. I believe I'm going to go with Alpha. Alpha, and that's the Hornet, the FA-18 Hornet. I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to go with Charlie. Alpha and Charlie. Charlie is pretty much lemming. 26. So my answers are Alpha and Charlie, Bob. Thanks for running the net. You're coming in like gangbusters here into Tampa on Dale's rig over there and his antenna. Doing really good. K1BOB, K2SJP.
Okay, K2SJP, K1BOB. Very good, Bob. And you got your answer down as Alpha and Charlie, F-18, which they are currently flying, the F-18. So that could be a good answer. And then Charlie for the second one. We got an Alpha and a Charlie. Not a man to step out of the lemming line that's afraid to do that. Okay, we're going to leave Bob for now with his Flex up and running. Well, mine is getting shipped out probably today or tomorrow, and we'll go out to Todd in Kentucky. W5TMK. W5TMK. Todd, are you up? Good morning. Okay, Todd, I caught most of that. I caught your answers, Echo and Charlie. Very good. And what was the final question? Something about the club, Todd? Go ahead one more time. I'm not hearing you on Dale's radio, but I'm getting it here in Idaho on mine. Go one more time with your last thought or question there. Okay, question was, we're going to have an Flyers Club POTA station. No, we haven't. We're all kind of separated geologically. Sometimes the guys in Texas get together, and they've done POTA, I think, with their clubs, but no, not that I know of. If anyone would like to try to organize something like that, I don't know how you do a POTA from different locations. Chances of getting us a bunch of us together is kind of slim or nil, unless you live in San Antonio or northern Texas. So does that answer your question, Todd? No, we don't do POTA. Okay, we're going to have a setup at Hamcation. I don't know, Bob, K2SJP, and KG5PTE are attending out there that I know, and maybe they'll have an answer. Let me turn it over to Bob and see if he knows if you guys are going to try to do a POTA out there at Hamcation. Go ahead, Bob.
Okay, Bob. The answer is at Hamcation. We won't have anything set up, but we are going to do POTA on the beach over at Clearwater, Florida Beach, but not at the Hamcation. We will be there, but we won't be operating from there.
Okay, Todd, I don't know if you caught that. Bob says they are going to do a POTA. It won't be at the Hamcation location, but they're going to be out on the beach running it there, and they're planning on doing that. And I guess you guys are going to do it remotely through the Flex radio there. Is that correct, Bob?
I'm not sure if we are going to do it remotely. I believe we're going to do it straight on the air. Without using remote. I'm not positive about that, though.
Okay, well, I guess James will fly out to you, and I guess you're driving out, so I guess you'd be the toy hauler there with that. So thank you, Bob, and Todd, thank you. I must have missed out on that when the boys were talking about that. I'm sure James will have something else to say perhaps here shortly. With that, we're going to move on here to Kaleen, Texas. That's Ron, KL7YK. Kilo Lima 7, Yankee Kilo. Good morning, Ron. You're up for the Flyers, sir.
Good morning. This is KL7YK in Texas. Where it's currently 47 degrees, overcast, light drizzle. So winter in Texas. They say we're going to get cold again. I hope not. Well, Texas' idea of cold and my idea of cold are completely different. But hey, you know, I live here now, so I have to play the game. Anyway, here everyone. I've been between my receiver and the SDR in Utah. I'm copying most everybody. My answers to the question are Echo and Charlie. I worked with the F4 frame for many years while on active duty, and I did cheat and look up the answer for how many losses they had for the Blue Angels. But Echo and Charlie, And with that, we'll turn it back to you. And I'm not sure I'll be here for the 73, but I'll try to be. And back to you, Bob.
Okay, Ron. Good signal here in Idaho. I can't hear you on Dale's radio, though, which I'm talking on now. Got you down for Echo and Charlie. You worked with F4s, I guess, so very good. Good signal out here in Idaho there, direct. And Leon, Todd's answer just prior to him was also Echo and Charlie. So if you take the question mark out, and we've got a running line starting here. Oh, it's getting bigger. This may be overtaking the other running line. So very good. Original thinking, guys. And let's see. Next on the list, we got Bob up in Longview, W7ASH. Good morning, Bob. You're up for the Flyers, sir. W7ASH. Bob, are you there? You're up.
He's talking.
Anyone here, Bob? I should be hearing him on Dale's radio. Anyone here, Bob? W7ASH.
Copying WB5DRI.
He's talking, Bob.
What was the last comment? This is K1BOB Net Control. All right, not having any luck here bringing in Bob, and I don't think anyone here, so we'll try him again later on the 73 if we have time. Next, let's go up to another station in Washington. That's Dave, KE7QWZ. David, you're up. Good morning.
And it was a chilly morning here in anyway, great morning from everybody, and thanks for doing the net. Kilo Echo 7, Quebec, Whiskey, Blue, Net Control.
Okay, David, caught all that. Get you down for Alpha and Charlie. And thank you. Good signal here. That was KE7QWZ is going to be listening at this point. And I think you said you worked with the Alpha answer there, which was the F-18 Hornet. Excellent. Okay, let's see. Next we got James in Belton, Texas. KG5PTE. Good morning, James. You're up.
Morning, Bob. K1BOB, KG5PT. Well, I'm going to go Alpha and Charlie. Alpha and Charlie for the answer. And I want to come back, and you were calling for Bob, W7ASH, and Brian kept coming in here saying, I hear him, he's talking, but I could not hear him on the SDR, I could not hear him on the radio. But then the next Washington station came in right below him, and I heard him fine. So the second Washington station was coming in here just fine. And I could hear him on both radios, but Bob, ASH, couldn't hear him anywhere. But that was interesting that Brian could hear him, and nobody else could. That's weird. That is very weird. Anyway, as far as hamcation goes, myself, Bob Sherman, K2SJP, Whiskey 5 Papa India X-Ray, KB7 LTT, and Stephen from, I can't think of his name right now, from over there in Orlando, Daytona area, is going to be there at hamcation. We're not going to be operating radios, but we will be there hanging out, buying things, and we will be around. So the guy that's looking for us, I don't know how you're going to find us, but we will be there. I can say it's come over to the orange 18 Peterbilt truck over there parked in the RV area, and find Larry, and you'll find us. As far as operating POTA, Bob and I are going to, while I'm there during the week and a half that I'm going to be in Florida, we're going to go out to Clearwater Beach, and we're going to set up the Yaesu 710, and we're going to set up the Wolf River Coil, and we're going to operate POTA from the Yaesu FT710, not from the Flex. So that's the answer to that, and I'll turn it back to Net, KG5PT.
Okay, James, very good. Caught all that. Get you down for AC as your answer. Very good. And you're going out with Bob, just the two of you there at Hamcation at a separate location at Clearwater Beach there, Todd. I don't know if you caught that. So there's going to be two gentlemen out there setting up under the POTA rules. Excellent. Okay, just don't use 290 when you boys are out there, though. Hi. All right, James, thank you for the information. You filled in a lot of blanks there. Next, I'm not sure. I couldn't hear a thing on Bob there. And I wouldn't think that was the same one that Brian would be hearing in Texas. I don't know. We'll try him again on the 73, but we need to keep moving on here. And let's go out to, that's John in Tallahassee, Florida. And that's KB8YO. John, I already get you down for Charlie and Charlie. Are you there? Okay, John, I got you down for Delta Charlie, back to the A4, and you heard of some famous naval aviator that flew some commander in the A4. You may not be too wrong on that. So, John, we're going to get your answer as Delta and Charlie. There we go. Thank you, Lee. And that shows your correct answer. Thank you, John. We'll leave K8YO for now with a good signal here. And let's go out to Art in New River. WX7, Lima, Arizona. Come in, Art. Okay, Art, very good. Got rain in Phoenix area. Wow, enjoy it while you can. And Art, I've got you down for an Echo and Charlie as your answer. Echo and Charlie, very good. You like that Phantom. We'll leave you for now, and I think I heard a 73. So we're going to keep moving on here, and let's go out to Mike in Georgia, KC4 YCF. Kilo Charlie 4, Yankee Charlie Foxtrot. Good morning, Mike. You're up for the Flyers Club, sir. He faded out of me in the end. Deer's last comments, I guess he used to guard airplanes, and he had experience with that on base. And he mentioned a couple of aircraft there. I didn't get his answer. Do you have it? Okay, Michael, we lost you. You faded out at the end there. I had a very light signal there from Georgia. I couldn't hear you in Idaho, just a little bit on Dale's radio in Texas there. So we're going to move on, Mike, and thank you for joining us today from, I wish I could pronounce the town you live in, Hezbollah. I don't know. That's a new one on me. But Georgia, very good, Mike, and thanks for joining us. Just faded out at the end there. Next, we've got some folks receiving, and on the list is Bob. He's probably not at the bits to give an answer, but he's receive only. Well, I'll try him. NX6RG, Bob, are you there? He's true to his word. He's listening only, and well as Raymond out in Petersburg, Florida, WB2JJO, so we'll give you a wing rock. And Norm in Harvard, Illinois, K9KJN is listening. And Mike, they're in Lakeland, Florida. KI4BPR in Lakeland. Good to know you're out there, Mike. With that, that's the end of the list as I have it here. And I'm going to give the answer to this shortly, but did I miss anybody on today's list? Have I missed anybody on today's list? K1BOB calling. Info. Okay, nothing heard. Are there any late check-ins to the Flyers Club? Come now with your call sign, name, and location.
Bob, you had an info. Got an info out there, Bob.
Anybody copy that signal? He's very light on me. Someone was trying to get in.
Yeah, there was an info out there, Bob.
Pick him up, John, if you would.
Yeah, go ahead, info.
Yeah, the K1BOB and WA6LJS, this is WB5DRI. Yeah, I heard Mike in Georgia, KC4YCF. The aircraft he was talking about having flown were the C-130 and the C-141s. WB5DRI, back to net. 73s, everybody.
Yeah, did you copy that, Bob?
Oh, yeah, I copied that direct here, but I can't hear his brother on Dale's radio. So thank you, Brian, for that. Appreciate that. I caught the C-130 and a couple other things there, but you had a better copy on Mike than I did. Thank you for that, Brian. And let's see. I guess I was on Dale's radio listening, too, when you relayed there, so I couldn't hear you add up. No short skip in Texas. That's the end of the list as I have it. Is there any other final comments? I'm going to give the answer to the question. It may take, it's going to take a lot of time. We'll see if we have time for a 73, but we got a pretty good list here. With that, any last comment before I give the question? Attempt to go to a quick 73 round. This is K1BOB. Okay, nothing heard. Well, Eddie did good. I think everyone got at least one of these correct, and I appreciate that. And, of course, there are no rules on these. You can do whatever you want. Talk to your pet canary and see if he or she knows. Anyway, the answer to the first one was, in fact, the A4F Skyhawk. That was a very diminutive aircraft, very, very small, but they managed to get the weight down on that aircraft, and the carrying capacity was 8,500 pounds. Typical World War II load on a B-17 was actually down at 6,000, 5,000 to 6,000 is what I read. But a B-17 could carry a lot more for short distances. They could string them on the airplane, but you weren't going to make it to Berlin from England with all their max weight they could carry. So the little airplane had a lot of carrying capability. It was was delivered to a few other nations. Israel, as mentioned, somebody mentioned that, had the A4. And Argentina did also. And they used it against the British in the Falklands. And the Israelis used their A4s in the Arab-Israeli War. But I think the only one American flyers, Navy flyers, flew it in was Vietnam, where it did the majority, had the majority of combat hours, was in the A4. I won't go over the specifications. It was an all-weather flying capability aircraft. You could string anything on it, including nuclear weapons, as I mentioned. So everything I did say was correct, and you just had to get the right jet. They had 0-0 ejection seat. They even had 2-seat models for training. So you could get 2 in that little jet. The folks I wanted to mention that flew these, one mentioned John McCain. I believe I read he was a captain. I didn't know he was a full captain when he was flying off the aircraft carrier in Vietnam, but yes, he was shot down, and he later became a senator, which a lot of you knew. So he was an A4 pilot. Also, Vice Admiral James Stockdale was also, he was a commander, 3 stars. That's one of the big boys up there, and he was shot down. I wonder why he was flying sorties off a carrier. And he got shot down along with McCain, and pretty famous story on Admiral Stockdale also. That's about it on that question. And let's see. Question number 2 was, how many Blue Angel pilots have died in aircraft crashes? I specified Blue Angel pilots, meaning pilots of the aircraft they were flying. And the correct answer was 26. A bunch of you got that. Answer was Charlie to the second bonus question. It was actually 26, and somebody also mentioned, and one support person that died in a crash. Maybe it's just flying in the back seat doing something, and or just watching. Too bad. And so it was 26 plus 1, 26 pilots, however. They are a little more dangerous flying some of their things. They fly about 17 inches wingtip to wingtip. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. They can fly at 700 miles an hour, and they're just about at the Mach on many of the things they do, but they have to keep it under, or they're going to be illegal doing Mach flying. They don't do that unless it's totally unintentional. They got a lot of people watching them all the time, so they don't make too many mistakes. In formation, that's usually when the accidents have happened, or at other times due to aircraft malfunctions. So the answer for Delta and Charlie were the correct answers, and a number you got that right, and I think everybody got one of the questions correct. So congratulations on that today. I got to go check on my wife. I don't know if she felt the shimmer I had down here in the basement, but it was pretty good. I was going to have to look up, see if we had an earthquake here. With that, I'm going to turn things here. I'm going to ask for any late check-ins, and then I would like to do a 73 round by exception only, meaning if you got something you just need to say or couldn't get it in before, I'll take that in a minute. But before that, are there any last check-ins, any late check-ins for the Air Force Flyers Club Net? Please come now. That's K1BOB. Am I transmitting? John, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay, I got a default light on Dale's amplifier. I think it's shut off a minute. Would you give a call for any final check-ins, John?
Wilco, this WA6LJS relaying for Net Control, the Monday Morning Air Force Flyers Net. Last call for check-ins, either late members or visitors. Call now. All's quiet out here, Bob. Back to Net.
Okay, thanks, Sean. I'll get moving on here. Let's go by exception. If you have something you'd like to say, I'll just throw your call sign out and let me know if you have something. Let's go to Clifford, W5PAX. Cliff, are you still there? You're up for a 73. Okay, I don't hear Clifford in the mobile. Let's try Larry again, I'm not sure where you're at, Larry. KD0LTT. Larry, any final comments? Okay, nothing heard from Larry. I know a few people said they were 73, but I didn't write it down. Let's try KD2DMR. Jeremy, are you there? Any comments?
QSL, I am here. Kilo Delta 2 Delta Mike Romeo. I'm pretty sure it was Echo. I talked to a guy, Chuck, they used to fly him back in Vietnam, so he told me these things, and I did not know the number. But thank you very much, and I enjoy these trivia kind of things. KD2DMR, back to you.
Okay, Jeremy, thank you very much, and always glad to have you with us. Next, let's go out to Arlington, and that's Lee, N5BE, who's been doing NetLogger. Thanks for keeping up with everything there, Lee. Go ahead. Any final comments, sir?
K1BOB N5BE. Busy morning on NetLogger. Wow, had me jumping. Hey, if anyone is interested, there's a wonderful video on YouTube of the 1947 Cleveland air races. It is remarkable. And the Blue Angels are there flying the F-8F Bearcat. Wow, what a show. So you guys get bored, get on YouTube, look up Cleveland air races, and enjoy. Loved it, Bob. Great question today. K1BOB N5BE, 73.
Okay, Lee, thank you. Thanks for your comments there. And first person would be, the first person with the correct answer. Very good, Lee. Let's see. Let's go out to our ops officer in Sparks. KF7DJO. Any final comments, Sparky?
No, 73. I'm honey, we'll do this again tomorrow. KF7DJO.
Okay, thanks, Carl. Glad you joined us. K8 Air Force, Russ, good answer. You're up, sir.
K1BOB, K8AF. Thanks for running the net, Bob. Good job and good question. We'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow, K8AF.
Thanks, Russ. Always wonderful when you join us and tell us more about what you did. Let's go to WA6LJS, John and Hamul, and thanks for the help, John. You're up.
Okay, fine, Bob. Good conditions out here. Didn't need the SDR one time. 73's excellent net today. K1BOB, WA6LJO.
Thank you, John, and we look forward to your net tomorrow. And with that, we're going to move on to Joe in Las Cruces, and that's W5ABI. Go ahead, Joe, final.
Yeah, K1BOB in the net, W5ABI. Good question. I got half right. Yeah, I remember the old A4s. I saw a lot of them take off. Anyhow, good question. 73 to you and all the Flyers, and thanks for running the net. K1BOB, W5ABI.
Okay, Joe, good answer. You got the primary right, and that was the one that matters. So, Joe, thank you, and appreciate your naval experience there. You always got a little something. You don't let a lot out, but we hear something from you about that, and appreciate that. Next, let's go to Charlie in Cartersville, who's been entertaining us with the YouTube stream. K4YDB, final comments, Charlie?
K1BOB, K4YDB. I got no comments. I got nothing left. 7-3s, everybody. We'll look for you tomorrow. K4YDB, back to net.
Okay, thanks, Charlie, and thanks for getting those pictures I sent you up two of the different aircraft. I do appreciate that. I'm not sure if they help people that much. They might, or confuse them. Next, let's go to K2SJP. Bob, your final, sir.
Okay, Bob. 73, so everybody have a good day. And Bob, we'll catch you over on Echo Link. You did a great job on the net, and I really enjoyed it. K1BOB, K2SJP.
Yes, sir, Bob. We'll get you on Echo Link. I've had it on the whole time here. As soon as I get on for the final air on Echo Link, it'll probably cut me off. You never know. It's fickle. Kind of like my flex. W5TMK, Todd Springfield, any final comments here? Okay, Todd, thank you very much for joining us today. That was Todd, number 783. Next, we're going to go to another close to that in Kayleen, 785. Ron, KL7YK. Ron, any final comment? KL7YK. Ron, any comments? Yeah, I think he gave a 73 earlier, and he had the correct answer. No, yeah, you have it. Let's try Bob in Longview again, W7ASH. Bob, are you there? Final. Okay, Bob, I can't tell what you're saying. I think you were in there, though, so I wish you were 73 there, Bob. Nothing on either radios here. Not sure why. Something's amiss. I don't think it's just the skip. Let's go out to James in Belton. Thanks for the information, James. KG5PTE, final comment.
K1BOB, KG5PT. 7-3s, thanks for running the net. I just can't believe the F-18 doesn't carry as much as the A-4. The A-4 actually carries more than the F-18. Interesting. Catch y'all on Echo Link, and I'll be on 40 meters the rest of the day. 7213, KG5PT, 7-3s.
Okay, 7313 if you want to join James all day. He monitors it. Thanks, James. And I had to pin that aircraft down to the two guys, and they're pretty darn famous, both POWs too. One I hated as a senator. General Stockdale did Admiral Stockdale did very well for himself. Let's see, we'll leave James for now. And John, Tallahassee, Florida, KB8YO, any final comments? Okay, John, if that was you, you're coming in distorted. You might be off frequency. K8YO, you want to try it again? Okay, nothing heard. KC4YCF, Mike, are you there? 73 round. Okay, nothing heard. Let's see, Bob, NX6RG was listening, so 73 to you, Bob. And Ray was listening, KV2JJO, but he gave an answer. Both the gentlemen I see answers in there. Delta and Charlie, good answer for Bob, and Ray got the second half right. Well done, gentlemen. And N9KJN, Norm, receive only 73, and Mike, KI4BTR, and Lakeland, receive only 73 to you, Mike. And let's see, Justin had to leave. He was early out, so we'll say bye to KB7LAK. And W5BRI, Brian, are you still there? 73 round. Okay, I guess Brian had to go, and Dave, KE7QWZ probably had to go. Dave, are you there? Any comments? Okay, and WX7, I know he had to go 73. So this is K1BOB. And about to close down the Air Force Flyers. Are there any last comments for me or any comments for the Flyers? Please come now with your call. Well, nothing heard here, and I'm going to shut down, relinquish this frequency for other amateur radio use. So 73, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen. Thanks everybody for joining us. We had about 25 in all, one way or another. And I'll be on Echolink. If you'd like to join us on Echolink on the AFFC, Air Force Flyers Club node, please join us. And we're starting that up shortly. And we already got about 4 or 5 on the list. So this is K1BOB 73, everybody, relinquishing the frequency.
Frequency in use is the frequency in use.
Yeah, it's all yours.
Thank you very much. This is Kilo 3 Alpha Bravo November, net control for the Omis 20-meter net. We'll be taking check.